The CARES Act is the third piece of legislation enacted by our government on March 27, 2020, in response to COVID-19. CARES, which stands for the Coronavirus Aid, Relief, and Economic Security Act, is intended to provide fast and direct economic assistance for American workers, families, small businesses, and preserve jobs for American industries. There has been a lot of discussion regarding the CARES Act, notably which group saw the bulk of its $2.3 trillion. This poster's intention is to highlight those we may have forgotten amongst the common discussion regarding this act. The CARES Act is lengthy in its entirety, so to give just a brief overview, this act is composed of 7 titles. Title 1 is Keeping American Workers Paid and Employed. Title 2 is Assistance for American Workers, Families, and Businesses. This title includes the $1,200 stimulus check and the Pandemic Unemployment Assistance, or PUA. Title 3, Supporting America's Healthcare System in the Fight Against Coronavirus. Title 4, Economic Stabilization and Relief to Severely Distressed Sectors. Title 5, Coronavirus Relief Funds. Title 6, Miscellaneous Provisions. This includes a $10 billion loan to the United States Postal Service. Overall, this act has resulted in an overall amount of $2.3 trillion. Now, there is debate as to who received most of this amount. If we look on the graphs on the right, the second and third graphs show most aid went to corporations and businesses. The smallest amounts went to things like education spending, SNAP, food banks, child nutrition, which are the safety net supports. As social workers, we are always looking for mis- or underrepresented communities in need of aid. And when you consider the CARES Act, it is evident that these communities are not receiving the proper attention and help they need. Which brings us to the Access and Equity tab on the left side of the poster. Who are the funds being distributed to? Is everyone included? Who is missing? How are places like high-volume shelters able to practice physical distancing? Is everyone able to access quality health care? Consider areas such as food deserts during the pandemic, homeless shelter capacities cut in half due to physical distancing, and formal feeding networks provided within local communities. How can we work to solve some of these issues? How can we be more inclusive? Workers using their paid sick time should receive their full-time pay. Immigrant workers and those without Social Security numbers should qualify for pandemic unemployment assistance. States should be required to establish short-term compensation programs. Adult dependents and immigrants meeting certain requirements should be eligible for cash assistance. Those dealing with and those who are caretakers for those dealing with physical, mental, and/or developmental disabilities should also qualify. We must work to help in serving all people. All people have a right to resources in order to sustain themselves. In these trying times, our awareness on these populations should be more acute than ever.